Hey guys, for this video today, this will be my second video within the past week as I'm filming this, and it is October 22nd, 2019 as I am filming this video, but this will be the second time in the past week that I've done a video about the Ottawa Senators. So, why am I doing an additional video about the Ottawa Senators? Well, stay tuned folks, because there's a lot in this video that I want to touch base on and discuss because there's a lot, trust me. So, first off, I need to go back to this past offseason and even earlier than that when, thanks to Aesthetics, we learned that the Adidas NHL jersey catalog for what is now the current 2019-2020 season actually had Ottawa on its list of teams planning for a new alternate uniform. So the thought was that the Senators would be getting a new third jersey for this season. However, recently they put that rumor to rest when they wore their NHL100 Classic alternate uniform against the Minnesota Wild. So what Ottawa has done instead is they've elected to bring back their NHL 100 Classic uniform as a third jersey again, at least for this season. And yeah, so I was just trying to think of what I was going to say on the end of that. But yeah, Ottawa will be wearing this uniform here for at least one more season, aka the rest of this season, before they make a change. So this uniform will be their full-time alternate jersey for the 2019-2020 season. This is what they've done instead, what they've decided to do instead of going with a new alternate jersey design. So now that I've discussed that, let's go back to the jersey catalog having the Senators listed as a team getting a new third jersey. So part of me has been wondering ever since the Senators brought this jersey back for this current 2019-2020 season as I'm filming this. Part of me has wondered what the Senators might have been planning to bring out instead. Well, the Ottawa Senators are in a very weird situation right now. In a lot of ways. I mean, first off, for this season, the Adidas NHL jersey catalog had the Senators listed as a team getting a new third jersey. And obviously, as you can tell by this photo that was taken within the past couple of weeks as I'm filming this, as you can see, Ottawa is not getting a new third jersey. They've brought this jersey back, and personally, I am glad that they did because, in my opinion, this is one of the best third jerseys in the National Hockey League right now, and I also feel it's one of the most underappreciated uniforms in the NHL right now as well. And another thing, I actually feel that this is one of the best designs that has come out in the Adidas Adizero jersey era so far as well. It's a very simple, very nice design, and I honestly feel bad because I wish I would have not only acknowledged it, but talked about it sooner than now. Because it's a great uniform in my opinion. It's simple. It's, in my opinion, elegant. The red, the black and white barber pole inspired design and chest striping, in my opinion, is very clean, very simple, distinct, and it's very, very nice in my opinion. It is. And remember, I don't expect you all to agree with me on this, but I have always liked this uniform since the day I saw it for the first time during the NHL 100 Classic 2 seasons ago. So I'm glad to be finally discussing this uniform in some detail because to me it's long overdue as far as I'm concerned. But what would Ottawa have done for a new third jersey? Well, here's the thing. The easy guess would be a black design. If it wouldn't have been a black third jersey, I would have been shocked. It's Ottawa. It's one of their main colors. They're red and black. Well, black's a shade, but a lot of people call it a color when it comes to jerseys. But yeah, I mean, black is a shade to be specific. But anyways, my point is that I would not have been surprised if Ottawa would have attempted a black third jersey, even with their current Roman Centurion logo on the front. I think that they probably at some point were considering it, and I think that maybe they looked at a prototype and said, you know what, no. Either that, or maybe initially they said to Adidas, okay, we want to get a new third jersey design, so put us in on the catalog, and then they scrapped it last second, or they scrapped it early on in the process, because perhaps these rumors that the Senators are finally going to get rid of their Reebok Edge era home and away jerseys that they've had for far too long are actually finally going to come to fruition here in the next season or two. Which I think all of us can at least agree that that would be a good decision, and it's a long overdue one. But yeah, I mean, ever since Ottawa debuted this uniform at the NHL100 Classic a couple of seasons ago, and actually a couple of years ago now as I'm filming this, where Montreal also sported special uniforms for this event, I've been a fan of this jersey ever since. I've always liked it. And personally, as I said earlier, it's one of the best third jerseys in the NHL right now, and one of the best Adidas-made jerseys in the NHL to date as well. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting thinking about what they could have done, but I think that what ended up happening is initially they were thinking about it, but I think they scrapped it because I think they are going to be very soon getting rid of their home and away jerseys. Now, going back to what I talked about earlier as well. So if I'm doing a lot of jumping back and forth, I do apologize, but there's just a whole lot of stuff I really want to discuss here. So going back to earlier, there's something else that I haven't mentioned yet. From what I've been hearing, there's been a lot of issues between fans and Senators ownership. There's been a lot of frustration there. There's been a lot of frustrated Senators fans. And I know that the Ottawa Senators have not been a very good team for the past little while. And the past few seasons, or at least the past couple of seasons, Ottawa has not been a very good team. And it's unfortunate that there's been conflict between their ownership and the fans. And I hope that they can get that fixed. And I hope that Ottawa can start to get the job done in terms of a new arena that's actually built in Ottawa instead of Kanata, which is outside of Ottawa. So I'm hoping that this talk about a new arena in actual downtown Ottawa actually comes to fruition, because I think it would really help this franchise and would significantly improve attendance numbers as well. It's a shame seeing Ottawa's attendance numbers as low as they've been in some points in time over the past few years. And the thing with Ottawa now is, so yeah, here's where I tie this in. Ottawa's had ownership issues. Ottawa's now been talking about new uniforms for the past while. In fact, there was an interview with their former chief marketing officer, I believe, and she said that the Senators were either planning on a logo and identity overhaul for the 2020-2021 season, aka next season, which would be next season, or the 21-22 season. So either next season or the season after that, the Senators are supposedly planning on finally ditching their Reebok Edge uniforms that they've had for not only a dozen years, but a dozen years too many, as far as I'm concerned. Now, one thing that has honestly frustrated me in terms of the Senators' uniforms is that the only uniform change they have made in the past 9 years has been switching from their last black third jersey that had the Sens, or their second to last third jersey, where it had the Sens word mark on it, to the heritage black jersey with the O on the front. That is the only jersey change they've made. And until, of course, they switched to Adidas, and then last season they brought this in as their full-time third, which they've brought back for this season as well. But yeah, I mean, I think Ottawa is long overdue for a uniform change. I mean, there's some teams out there that have had some real bad uniforms. Cough, cough, Colorado. But Colorado has fixed their uniforms. Even the Flames have tweaked their home and away jerseys, even though I still think they suck. But I hear they're going full-time retro next season, and I hope that's the case, because their retro jerseys, in my opinion, are gorgeous. Their current uniforms, not so much. But in Ottawa's case, they're super long overdue for new uniforms. I mean, if you want to know my opinion on this uniform as a full-time home jersey, although I think it needs to have the collar fixed so that the collar design on the back half goes all the way to the front with a black collar insert, and to remove the silver accents off of this uniform, at least the silver imprinting of the years that the original Senators won the Stanley Cup. If they made those two changes, I could live with this as their full-time home jersey. I know a lot of people I've talked to have said that the black O is better than the silver O. Although I think that the black O from their last third jersey would look really good on this design, I actually do feel that the silver O does look good too. I think it's good as is. I think it's just in need of a couple of tweaks. And actually, the black O would look good on this jersey too. I mean, the O is a very simple logo, so having it blend into the striping a little bit more might not be a bad thing. But I've always felt that the silver O has looked good on this uniform as I say that, however. But yeah, I mean, if Ottawa switched to this design full-time, it would be a big improvement over what they're wearing now. And the thing is, I think there's also a lot of division amongst Senators fans over what Ottawa should do. A lot of people supposedly like the O. I've always liked the O, whether it's their last black Heritage third jersey, their 2014 beige Heritage Classic sweater, or even this one. There has not been a single O jersey that the Senators have worn in this decade that I have not liked. All three of them have been good. I mean, in terms of the Senators and what their main home jersey should be, I don't disagree with those who say that the Senators should be the one Eastern Canadian franchise that wears black full-time. I think that would be the best way to go. I mean, especially if they're going to do the O design full-time and keep the chest striping. Because I think that if Ottawa did that with a full-time black jersey instead of a red one, I think that would really help them stand out more. And Ottawa, in my opinion, has always looked better with black jerseys than red ones. But as I say that, though, I am a little bit torn because this one, in my opinion, is actually really quite nice. So, now where do I go from here in terms of this video? Let's see. So, I talked about the ownership issues and the conflict between the ownership of the Senators and the fans. I've also talked about Ottawa's what-ifs, about maybe what they were maybe thinking for a third jersey for next season or for this season. I mean, I would not be surprised if they were going to go, if they were actually contemplating a new third jersey for this season, a black jersey with either the original Roman Centurion or even the current one, or even this one prototype one where the Roman Centurion's wearing a scarf and he's inside an O shape. Which I know there are people that really like that logo. Personally, I think it's too good for them not to have on a jersey at some point, but I don't think I'd want that one to be a full-time logo myself. And you know what, guys? To hell with it. To hell with it. I am going to go and show you what the prototype logo looks like. Because I think it's actually a good logo. I don't like it as much as the original Roman Centurion logo that the Senators had from 1992 until the end of the 1990s. However, I do agree with those who say that it is a good logo. So, okay, if my internet decides to work between now, October 22nd, 2019, and Christmas Day, I might actually be able to show you what I'm talking about. So, and there we go. This is a prototype logo that the Senators, believe it or not, were going to use as the shoulder patch of their black third jersey in the 08-09 season with the Sens word mark on it. It was going to be a shoulder patch, but then they elected to not use this one and use their regular logo instead. So that there is a prototype logo that Ottawa did consider putting on their third jersey, the Sens jersey from the 08-09 season. It's a true story, by the way. But if they put that on a new black third jersey, for example, I think that could have been okay. But I think that what happened is Ottawa initially thought, okay, we'll do a new third jersey and try something new. And I think they decided, okay, well, if we're going to get new uniforms in 2020 or 2021, which I think sportslogos.net said 2021, so that would probably mean a couple of seasons from now. That's what it sounds like. So in that case, they probably said, you know what? If we're going to be getting new home and away uniforms and doing a uniform and team identity overhaul, let's just keep everything as is for now and revisit this at another time and focus more on new home and away jerseys. So I think that's what happened. Now, once again, the Senators have had issues between their ownership and the fans in recent years, and it's been really unfortunate, and I hope that all these issues eventually get fixed. And hopefully Ottawa gets a new arena that's actually built in Ottawa and not Kanata, where there's a bigger population and so that they can fill more seats. And hopefully Ottawa's not going to have to relocate. That would be a total shame. Canada needs another team in Quebec City, in my opinion. They don't need to lose another team. Canada needs another team, at least. So if Ottawa were to be relocated, I would be very, very, very disappointed. It would be a shame, and I think it would be a loss for the NHL too, because I know Ottawa's attendance issues have been pretty bad in recent memory, but I do think that if this team got a new arena in Ottawa, that things would be a whole hell of a lot better, and if they could fix their ownership fan base relationship as well. So the thing with Ottawa is that now to their new home and away uniform plans that I've been hearing about for a long time, their former chief marketing officer, she supposedly said that they would be getting new uniforms for either next season or for the 21-22 season. So, who knows? I mean, sportslogos.net, if I remember correctly, said that they are not doing a new logo and brand overhaul with new uniforms until 2021, which would mean not next season, but the season after. But who knows? Maybe it is next season. We'll have to wait and see and wait until the new Adizero or Adidas NHL jersey catalog comes out for next season's list of teams getting uniform changes for next season, which is still a while away. But I do remember the Adidas NHL jersey catalog for this season actually came out last December of 2018. So hopefully we're going to hear something soon about Ottawa, because their home and away jerseys are some of the absolute worst in the National Hockey League right now, and they're a team that definitely needs to fix their uniforms. Teams like even Calgary has slightly fixed their home and away jerseys, even though they still suck. Colorado has fixed some of the worst jerseys in the entire Reebok Edge era already. To me, there is no excuse for Ottawa to keep wearing their current home and away uniforms that they've had since 2007. It's time for new uniforms for Ottawa, and we all know that. So, this now goes into what I want to talk about next. As I said earlier, there's a lot to talk about. What is Ottawa going to do? Now, a lot of you that I've talked to in the comment sections of recent videos have said that you want to see Ottawa switch to the O full time. Personally, I think that would be a huge upgrade over what they've got right now. Even making this their full-time home jersey with the matching away, in my opinion, would be a good change. I could live with this. It's a nice uniform. It really is. At least in my opinion. I don't expect you all to agree. Now, there's also those who say that the Senators should switch to that logo that I showed you earlier that they considered initially putting on the shoulders of their Sens jersey, the black third jersey they had in the 08-09 season that was thankfully short-lived because it was a mediocre piece of crap. And they thankfully switched it out for the black O jersey. But there are some fans that say they should do that. There's some fans that feel they should keep their current logo and just fix the jerseys. There's also a lot of people that really like the original Roman Centurion logo from when they joined the NHL back in the 92-93 season. I would not be against Ottawa switching to the original Roman Centurion with new uniforms. I mean, I like the O, but I do agree with people that it is oh so simple. I do believe that the Centurion, the original Roman Centurion from 1992, is a really good logo. I think that if it was on a new pair of home and away jerseys, and they brought back their second black jersey design in franchise history at the end of the 90s before they went to that weird red jersey that had the big black curved chest stripe thing on the front. That jersey is my favorite black Senators jersey with a Roman Centurion on it. The original white Roman Centurion jersey that the Senators had all the way until the Reebok Edge era began in the 07-08 season, I've never been a total lover of that jersey. I felt that it almost had too much black on it. There's just something about it that I've never loved. Their second black jersey design in franchise history, on the other hand, I agree with those who say it was a nice design. But as I say that, though, every O jersey that I've seen, I've always liked better than any Roman Centurion jersey that the Senators have ever had since they joined the NHL back in 1992. So, personally, I'm torn because I agree that the Roman Centurion, the original one, is a good logo. But I have yet to see an O jersey that I haven't loved seeing. I mean, I've said for a long time that I think that if Ottawa would have gone full-time with the black and beige O jerseys that they've had throughout this decade, that would have been a really nice pair of uniforms to switch to and keep this as a third. I think that could be a really nice move. Not only that, but I've said for a long time too, I've wanted to see an NHL or team or two for the longest time have an away jersey that is not white. I was actually, to be honest, really hoping that Carolina's new away jersey would have been a light gray color, just to be something different. I mean, I like that they went with white. It's clean. It's definitely cleaner than gray. But I wanted to see something a little bit different. So if Ottawa wore beige as their full-time away jersey color instead of white, I think that with their Heritage Classic sweater, it would be a very nice choice. I've always liked that jersey. The black one is a nice jersey as well. I've always liked it too. So I'm a little bit torn, but I think, and actually a couple of seasons ago, and sorry to be going on, but there's so much to talk about. There's a little bit more I want to talk about, but a couple of seasons ago, Ottawa elected to put the O logo on center ice instead of the current Roman Centurion logo that they've had since 2007. So clearly there was an initial plan to phase out the Roman Centurion for the O. Then that got scrapped. Now they're looking at what they could do next. And they still can't seem to figure it out on their end. So I don't know what Ottawa's going to do. They are a real basket case of a franchise right now in terms of their identity. They are one of the NHL's teams that have an identity crisis. Now, the other team that I've been talking a lot about lately has been the Vancouver Canucks. But at least their home and away jerseys have a good jersey design. I don't like the Orca, and I want the Orca gone as much as other people want it gone too. And I've made that very clear, But the thing is at least the Canucks, at least you can not say that the Canucks home and away jerseys without the logo on them, but the jersey itself is not a bad design. The Senators home and away jerseys are bad, whether you put the logo on the front or not. The jersey design is terrible, and it needed to go 10 years ago. It needed to go a long time ago. But the thing is, and actually I'll tell you guys something else that I do know, and I think you might be a little surprised, but Ottawa's original Roman Centurion logo from 1992, believe it or not, was supposed to be on their current home and away jersey design in the 07-08 season. Well, actually, it wasn't supposed to. Ottawa initially planned on putting that logo on the front of both of their home and away jerseys they've had since 07, but then they elected to go with the updated, modernized Roman Centurion logo that they've had ever since. That's been on their jerseys now since 07 instead. But I think that's something a lot of you probably have never heard of, but I know this for a fact. And the reason I know this is because I've actually seen a genuine prototype jersey where it's the same design as their home and away jerseys. It just had the original Roman Centurion on the front instead of the new one that they've had ever since 07. But yeah, I mean, the Ottawa Senators, in terms of their uniforms and identity, are a bloody mess. In fact, I would argue that their logo uniform identity is an even bigger mess than the Vancouver Canucks. Because at least the Canucks jerseys, the jersey design itself, striping and all, is a relatively decent design. I especially like the design of their away jersey. The Kelly green and royal blue contrast on the away jersey so damn well. The home jersey I don't like anywhere near. But at least it's a simple design, even though I want the Canucks to actually get new uniforms, and I've wanted that for a very, very long time, and for them to, of course, finally ditch the Orca. But at least their home and away jerseys are tolerable. Ottawa's are not. This jersey here is pleasant on the eyes. Their home and away jerseys that they've actually updated a little bit a couple of years ago with the switch to Adidas, where they changed the number and letter font on the jersey. Not so much. They are not good. They are bad, and they need to go. So, what is Ottawa going to do going forward? Honestly, I have no clue. But I will say this, though. This is not the last video that I'm filming about the Ottawa Senators, because as I've said multiple times in this video now, there is a lot to talk about, and I think if I didn't say it earlier, I'll say it here now. There is an additional video that I want to do in the upcoming weeks about the Senators, because let me tell you, folks, there is a lot. Ottawa's really got to figure this out, because they're long overdue for a change, as far as I'm concerned. But I will talk more about their branding plans in an upcoming video. That I can tell you right now. But I will say this, I am glad that Ottawa has brought this jersey back. I think that it's a great third jersey. It's one of the best jerseys, new designs that's come out in the Adidas NHL era so far. And I think it's also one of the most underrated third jerseys and jerseys in general in the NHL right now, and one of the best third jerseys right now as well. But anyways, I would love to hear what you guys think about this video. I apologize if I have absolutely gone on Ottawa Senators uniform discussion overload for this video, but there's so much I've wanted to talk about, and I really wanted to cover this because to me, this is a team that I really want to discuss. This is a team that I've been focused on for a while. And this is a team that I want to see finally fix their uniforms and get it right. But anyways, you guys, I'm glad that I've discussed this video for this topic for the past half an hour because it's been worth it. Ottawa needs to fix their jerseys, and they needed to fix them years ago. But anyways, folks, I'd love to now hear what you guys think about all of this. And I know it's a lot to put into a half an hour. But let me tell you, I certainly have not regretted this. And this is something I've really wanted to talk about for a long time too, by the way, in case I haven't mentioned it before. But anyways, you guys, I've been talking for a half an hour. If you did not want to watch this for a half an hour, I understand. But for me, there was just so much I wanted to discuss. I wanted to make sure I covered everything I wanted to discuss, which I can honestly say from my end, it's a case of mission accomplished. Now, anyways, you guys, I think I've talked more than long enough. My throat's starting to go. I'm getting thirsty, so I'm going to call this video a wrap now. So I'd love to hear what you guys think, but on that note, you guys, I hope that if you've watched this video, you have enjoyed it. But anyways, folks, on that note, and it's been an oh so long video, I know, pun 100% intended. But anyways, folks, take care, and of course, as always, bye for now. And once again, I'd love to hear what you guys think. And I'd love to hear what you Ottawa Senators fans out there think too, because this is your team, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about what they should do with their uniforms going forward. That's for sure. All right, guys, this is it. I'm finally ending this video. Take care, and finally, as always, bye for now.